Behind us up here, I've been needing to talk to you about a couple of things, so thanks for bringing them to Grant County. But look, let me just say this before I turn it over to Senator Alan Clark, who represents another part of Grant County. You're real lucky because you have three senators who represent your county. So if you have problems, you call Alan Clark. If you have good things, you call me. Okay, we all understand how that works. Look, let me just say this really quick, and I want to be quick because I know there's a lot the governor needs all the time she needs to speak. But let me just say this. We are very fortunate to have Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders leading the state. She has done a fantastic job, and I'm really excited every time we get to work on big projects. And she is not a tweak at the edges, way it's always been done kind of governor. She's done big things. She's reformed our criminal justice system. She has made sure that kids have every opportunity to get the education they need. She's continued to reduce taxes. All of these things. Yeah, we've tweaked at the edges on all these, but she has come in, with her leadership, done fantastic fundamental change. So we're very fortunate. Let's give her another round of applause just for those things alone. And the team that she's put around her, and you see a lot of them up here today, are fantastic at what they do. Transformational leaders. And that's what this state needs. Because you know what? We're not going to be second to none. And thanks to her leadership, we are very close to the top on just about everything. So I love the fact that she leads with a style of excellence. And again, being second to none. And Governor, thank you for that. So with that, Alan Clark, Senator Alan Clark, come here and take this microphone.
Thank you, Senator Gilmore. It is good to be in Grant County today. And I'm going to tell you three things really briefly. I represent parts of 4 counties. In Grant County, for 10 years, I represented Tull, Prattsville, Leola, and Poen. And I'll still be complaining when I get to the gate in heaven that they took Prattsville and Leola and Poen away from me. Some people treated me better there than anywhere else. And just wonderful people. I still have Tull. Glad that I still got to keep some of that. And I go across the northern part of the county. It's not a straight line by any means, but from Tull to Ico. So that's the area that I represent. Now I'm going to tell you the most important thing. The last thing is almost the most important thing. Most important thing is my first grandbaby turned a month old yesterday. And so you can hit me with about anything, I'll still be happy. And my wife is in Germany with my daughter and son-in-law helping take care of the baby, and I'm here. Now let me tell you almost the most important thing. The question far and above that I get asked more than any other is not about the issues that people think it would be. The number one question I get asked is, what do you think about Sarah? And I always call you governor, but it's great to have a governor that people call by her first name. And they ask me, what do you think? And, you know, I've got whys over the years, and most questions I say, well, what do you think? But not on that one. On that one, I tell them, I said, I agree with Governor Sanders more than any other governor in my lifetime, and that includes her dad, who I was a big fan of. But beyond that, we agree on principle on most things. But I said my number one thing is she has guts. I said that is so rare in politics for somebody to have not just convictions, but the guts to go out and knowing when you take on that problem, you own it. People are going to be watching to see what the results are. And watching, you know, I was the school choice guy for years, and then the governor comes in and just changes the landscape. And I am just so grateful for that. Sometime I'll tell you my school choice story when I was in high school, or lack of school choice. But from that to I don't care where the prison's built. You're the governor, you get to decide that. But since I was on the quorum court in Garland County in the 90s, we have had a shortage of prison beds. And I've been waiting for a governor to take it on. So I'm not going to say, well, you got to do it this way and you got to do it that way. I'm just glad we got a governor that has the guts to say we've got to deal with this problem, because it's a big problem. There's a lot of moving parts there that we all have to deal with. So I am just so thankful to serve with this governor, and hope to serve with her 4 more years. And I think, Senator Stone, you're next.
Thank you, Senator Clark. It's my honor today to be able to introduce the governor. Governor, you are squarely in my district, which is Senate District 2. As I was thinking as we started the tour this morning, it's people in Sheridan and Grant County that represent what makes Arkansas great, who makes us move forward and grow. That's how we're going to grow our economy. Senator Clark, I agree with your assessment about the governor having guts, but I think that doesn't clearly define. I would say she has a steel backbone. I'm telling you, she's focused and she wants to do things. She's reasonable, but when she sets her mind, she's fixing to move forward. School choice, the prison system, lowering taxes, growing Arkansas, that's what you campaigned on, and that's what you've done. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about how you're going to continue to grow our state. Governor, thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, it's pretty rare that you ever have frankly, 2 senators fight over a district, much less 3. And so I think that says a lot about the community that we're in today. It tells you that you have multiple members that want to claim this as their own, and that's because this area, this county, this district is full of amazing people who are doing great things for our state. And I'm honored I get to serve alongside 3 people who love where they're from and back down from nothing. They talk about my toughness. That's because I have to fight against these guys all the time. And they are relentless when it comes to representing the people that they serve. Senator Alan Clark, he will ask you hard questions. He's not just going to vote for something because you asked him to. He is going to get down into the weeds. And we've had our conversations, but we agree that we want to do whatever it takes to move Arkansas to the top, and I appreciate his dedication and hard work to the people of this state. And he's up for re-election. I hope that I get the opportunity to serve 4 more years alongside you because he does such an incredible job. And Senator Ben Gilmore, there are very few people in this state who are as focused and who have done more to help protect the citizens of Arkansas than Senator Ben Gilmore. He's helped to make sure we raise trooper pay. He's helped to make sure that we raise the pay for correctional officers, that we actually have truth in sentencing and hold people accountable. He is spending every single day trying to make the communities of our state safer, and without him, we would not have made the difference we have in the last 2.5 years, and so I applaud his steadfast focus to that. And Senator Matt Stone, he may talk a little soft and quiet, but he's one of the most intimidating members of the entire Arkansas State Senate. And that's not because of his stature, but it is because he is so well respected. He doesn't speak up often, but when he does, every single member of the legislature listens because he is wise, he has got credibility, and he is somebody who serves with integrity that I hope that each one of us can claim as our own. There are very few people that love our state the way that he does in this district, and he knows more about the timber industry than just about anybody else, and I got the chance to cut a few trees down with him this morning. I did take my heels off for that, but that's something that's so important to this area, and it's something that he fights for on a regular basis, and so we're thankful for what you do and that I get to serve alongside all 3 of you. But like I said, this is a great community. I love that we're getting to spend the full day. We started Capitol for a day when I first came into office because it gives us such a great opportunity to see things in a community that are working really well. Some of the things, some of the bright spots, some of the things, they're points of pride. And it's really great today. Like I said, I've been able to go out and look at some of the timber industry, which is a huge part and pillar of not just this part of our state, but frankly, all of Arkansas, is a major anchor industry and something we want to continue to invest in and see grow, both figuratively and literally. But it's a core part of who we are. And so getting the chance to talk with the people who have been building and leading in that industry for decades makes a big difference in how we make decisions. But also, it gives us a chance not just to see things that are going really well, but also see some of the problems. What are the direct needs of the people in different communities? Because what's going on in Sheridan may be really different than what's happening in Hot Springs or Bentonville or Jonesboro. And so by spending the day here talking to people, we have the chance to hear and answer some of those questions directly. Hopefully you feel a little bit differently about this visit today after we get the chance to talk than my son did about feeling like he was going to get forced to hang out with me. My husband Brian is here with me. We have 3 kids, Scarlett, who's 13, and then Huck, who's 11, George, who's 10. And a few weeks ago, I was taking George with me. He's our youngest, our 10-year-old, to bring your kid to work day at the Capitol. As we were driving to the Capitol, I started explaining to George what the day would look like. We were going to do a couple of events. In the afternoon, while I had a few meetings, George was going to hang out with some of the staff and their kids as well who were coming for the big Bring Your Kid to Work Day event. And I'm telling George that during that time they're going to play games and they're going to have competitions and they may even win some prizes. George looks at me deadpan and he goes, "What kind of prizes?" I said, "Well, George, I'm not sure, but I think it'll be a lot of fun." And he goes, "Mom, I really hope it's not one of those like lame win a lunch with the governor kind of things." So George was really happy he got a slap bracelet instead of lunch with his mom. But hopefully you will feel a little bit better about having lunch with us here today because we really want to spend time getting to visit with each one of you. I'm proud of the record and the things that we've been able to accomplish in the state over the last almost 3 years. We've cut taxes by almost 20%. We have transformed our education system, flipped it on its head, making Arkansas competitive, and frankly a blueprint for what every other state in the country is trying to do. Opened up universal school choice, raising teacher pay, focusing on literacy and school safety, truly transforming the future of kids in our state. We've made sure that we invested in our agriculture community, and we've also worked on protecting that asset. It's not just enough to see it grow, but it's protecting it from those who want to take it over and destroy it. I think that's one of the most important things that we've done in the course of the last 2.5 years. I'm proud of the fact I was the first governor in the country to kick China off of our farmland and out of our state and make them pay for it on the way out. And we've had great success. Our state is absolutely thriving in, frankly, a way that we haven't in decades. We're the #1 state in the country for cost of living. We've had the best economic growth of any state in the country the last 2 quarters in a row. And we're the #1 state in the country that people are moving to. That's because they see that we have something different. This is a great place to live, to work, to start a business, to raise a family. And we want to continue to tell our story. But none of those good things happen by accident. If we don't have great partnership with members of the legislature, and if I don't have a great team that helps get those things not just passed, but then implemented. I say all the time, some of the easiest part is actually passing the legislation. It's executing and implementing good policy on the back end. And the people that you see behind me are the best at what they do anywhere in the country. The reason our state is doing so well is because we have the best staff and cabinet that you will find in any governor's office in any state in America. There's nobody I would be more proud to serve alongside than this group of people. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to ask each of my cabinet members that are here to say a few brief comments. I stress brief because some of them are a little long-winded, but I want you to know who these people are and what they do. Because when we get finished, if you have questions or if you have ideas or you have thoughts, I want you to come up and find them and share that with them. That's why we're here. It's not just to talk and to have a moment and visit a few places and come back with some great pictures. It's because we really want to invest in different communities around the state. And we want the chance for you to ask questions directly of our team. So I hope you'll take advantage, if you have ideas, if you have questions, if you have feedback or problems that we can help you solve, don't be afraid to come and grab any of these people. And before I turn over to my cabinet, if I could have all of the folks that work on our staff also raise their hand really quickly. Feel free to grab any of them. like I said, these are the best and brightest people that you'll find anywhere in state government, anywhere in the country. And the reason that we're winning and we're doing well and that I have a good story to tell is because I get to do it alongside great people. And so I'm really thankful for the incredible staff, for the amazing cabinet. I'm going to recognize and embarrass one person on my staff, Rachel, who many of you probably know. She's kind of a hometown hero. And there was nobody more excited that we were having Capital for a Day in Sheridan than Rachel. And so she has helped spearhead a lot of this day. She does an amazing job. One of the smartest, which I found out a few weeks ago that she's only in her 20s, which was quite disappointing to me because I thought she was a little closer to I knew she was a good bit younger. I just didn't know how much younger, but that's because she's wise beyond her years and does an absolutely spectacular job in the governor's office. And so thank you, Rachel. And with that, I think we start down here. So I will turn it over to Wes Ward, who's over here in the corner. And thank y'all so much for being here and letting us be part of your community today.
Thank you, ma'am. No pressure going first, so I promise it'll all get better after this. But Wes Ward, Department of Agriculture, I will be very brief. It was great to see the governor out this morning at a forestry stop, cutting some timber. It was a great spot. As she mentioned, forestry and timber just so incredibly important to our state. So we're glad to have our state forester, Kyle Cunningham is here, our district forester, John Cook is here, and also want to recognize, I know Allison will too, but Mr. Ken Bragg couldn't be here, but he's on the Forestry Commission from Sheridan as well. So just want to say, let us know if we can help with anything at all, agri, forestry, food, natural resources related, we're here to help. Just thank you so much for your time today.
Hey, good morning. Shane Corey. I'm the Secretary for the Department of Energy and Environment. We have a lot of great things going on in Arkansas. On our energy side, I just want to highlight that we are once again drilling wells for natural gas in the Fayetteville Shale. First time in over 6 years we've been doing that. We've taken regulatory actions to make sure that South Arkansas is going to be a worldwide leader in production and supply for lithium, so we're excited about that. On our environmental side, we are the natural state. We understand that. We're going to make sure that we do what we need to do to protect the natural state. And I'm going to be a little bit transparent in honor of y'all's sign over here that's inspired me to say that on our environmental side, we deal with a lot of crap. Whether wastewater treatment facilities, landfills, it's a lot of crap. But thanks to Wes, we were able to give some of that crap away on liquid animal waste, and now the Department of Ag gets that.
Okay, I'll follow Shane there. Good afternoon. My name is Shay Lewis. I'm the Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. It's great to be here with you today. I'm joined with Marty Ryle, the Division Director of the Division of Heritage. We want to be a resource to you for promotion of this area, promotion of the state. This morning we were able to get a tour of the courthouse, but also the Grant County Museum as well. Some great things that are taking place here. I will say that the governor has given us some goals specific to our department about growing tourism across the state. We're working hard on that and promotion of our state and the natural, historical, and cultural resources that we preserve and protect in the state. We're working hard on that. We're also working really hard to grow the outdoor recreation economy across our state. Governor created the Natural State Initiative being led by the first gentleman, Brian Sanders, and that group together serve alongside with Secretary Hugh McDonald on that committee as well. We're working hard to break down barriers and really promote and grow that economy across our state by increasing opportunities, increasing business opportunities, and just sharing what we are as the natural state. So if we can be of help to you today, please reach out to me. Marty is here as well. We'll be glad to speak with you, but thank you for being here, and we're excited to be a part of this Capitol for a day. So thank you.
Thanks, Shay. Jim Hudson, I'm Secretary of DFA. It is a great team I get a chance to serve with, but it's a great team because we got a great team leader, and we get to serve under the best governor in the United States of America. So give her a hand again. So at DFA, we handle a whole lot of different things. Probably car tags, you're really familiar with us. Real ID. I hope you have your real ID. It's at this point, some of my teammates start kind of whispering and calling me a tax collector. This is true. I'm in charge of collecting taxes. But here's the deal. We're collecting a whole lot less taxes today than we did a few years ago. Governor, about $1 billion that we've given back to Arkansans because she believes you make better choices with your money than the government does. So if there's anything we can do for you at DFA to serve you better, please come find me before I leave. So thank you for being here.
I appreciate Jim recognizing by this point that I love going after Zacchaeus. So my name is Mike Hager. I'm the Secretary of the Department of Public Safety, and there's multiple agencies that fall under that. Thank you, Allison. I'm also the Director of State Police. We have several agencies that fall under DPS, one being the Crime Lab. I do want to recognize our Chief Medical Examiner and Director of our Crime Lab, Dr. Ted Brown's with us today. Somewhere in the group, our Deputy Director of State Police, Mike Kennedy, is here. I've lost him. I don't know how because he's like a head taller than me, but regardless, so before Governor Sanders was Governor Sanders and she was just Sarah, we had a conversation right before she took office, and she asked, what are the needs of Arkansas? What are the needs for public safety? And we talked about the fact that as we sit and had that conversation, we had 118 less troopers that day than we did 23 years earlier when her dad was the governor. But yet the population of Arkansas had grown by about 300,000. So obviously we'd gone the wrong direction. What I learned real quick was we had a conversation about it, and she said a lot of things. Fast forward a few weeks, she became Governor Sanders, and she acted on those things. Since the time that she's been governor, we've added 155 troopers to the state of Arkansas. The reason that's important for a community like this is we are an assisting agency. This is not about just adding numbers to us. It's not about those blue cars, or I'm sorry, those white cars with the blue stripes. It's about criminal investigations and SWAT and aircraft support and all the support that we give to local agencies. We can't be a partner if we don't have the staffing to fulfill that need. So very proud of the agencies. I'm one of the long-winded ones. It's hard not to be when you're so passionate about what you do and passionate about the people I get to work with every day. I'm going to cut it short and pass it off to somebody. But thank you guys, and we'll be around if you have any questions for me. We'd love to answer them. Thanks.
Happy Thursday. I'm Christy Putnam. I'm the Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Human Services. Somewhere way in the back that I can't see right now, we've got 4 other members of our cabinet, our Deputy Secretaries, Janet Mann and Misty Eubanks, Chief of Staff, Lori McDonald, Deputy Chief of Staff, Brad Nye. And so if any of us can do anything to help solve a problem that you've got right now, we are glad to talk to you about it. We are the largest agency in the state. We have 6,500 employees. We have an office in every county. After this meeting, we're going to head to the Grant County office and go check in on them and see how things are going. We have about an $11 billion budget, but we work with people who come to us in their most vulnerable moments, and we have an incredible team of people across the state who help serve and support and make sure that people get connected to the resources they need to get them out of situations that they can't help in many cases. So Medicaid, we have food assistance, the SNAP program, foster care and adoption, we have developmental disabilities services, behavioral health, aging and adult services. We just have a very broad spectrum of things that we cover across the state. Very proud to serve with this cabinet, this amazing group of people, grateful for the partnership from our legislators. One thing that I always have to say is, you've heard the governor say that this is just an incredible team of people. We are not only cabinet members and secretaries overseeing agencies, but we are also friends, and we want to work together to solve problems. And let me tell you, having been in other states, it's not normal for agencies to work together and just pick up the phone and figure out how do we get to yes on something that we need to fix for you all in the state. So I'm just incredibly proud to serve and appreciate the support of many, many people. And if there's anything we can do to answer questions about public assistance benefits, anything that you are dealing with, please let us know. One of us will be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you, Governor. Thank you for allowing me to serve you and serve the great people of the great state of Arkansas. And I thank you for continuing this vehicle where we get an opportunity to traverse the state and get a chance to actually sit down and talk with people that are influenced by the policies that we create back in those marble halls in Little Rock. This governor understands that the truth lies in all of you. And so I just appreciate that opportunity, you continuing to do that. No governor has ever done it this well. And I know that. I've been around a little while. Well, with the exception of perhaps one gentleman that you probably know better than anyone else in the room. But I appreciate, I'm Darrell Bassett. I'm Secretary of Labor and Licensing. All things labor and all things licensing, we have about 24 different agencies that we license. So if your occupation requires a license or a permit, chances are, and you're having problems with it, you probably need to be talking to me after I get finished here. But I appreciate all of you for coming out. I appreciate the opportunity to converse with you briefly. After this, don't hesitate to come up and let's chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Darrell. My name is Hugh McDonald. I'm Secretary of Commerce. Commerce is made up of banking, securities, insurance, economic development, ADFA, workforce development, unemployment insurance, a bunch of business-related functions. And the governor mentioned it earlier. We are hitting on all cylinders, all 8 cylinders in the economy right now. Economic development, I've been around it for 25 years, and I've never seen it stronger. She mentioned a couple of statistics. We have been in the top 5 for GDP growth in the last 3 quarters in the country. Number 1 state. Yeah. She mentioned number 1 for inbound movers. We're number 3 in electricity costs. I know it doesn't feel that way when you get your bill this month, when you get in your car and it says 119 degrees, but our rates are very competitive. We're also the 3rd best ranked state in terms of starting a new business. We've got a couple sayings in commerce that we try to push the envelope. One is keep the foot on the gas, and number 2 is up and to the right. All those performance indicators, we need to push them up and to the right, and they are going up and to the right. More Arkansans are working than ever before. Per capita income is up and to the right, so a lot of good stuff under this governor's leadership and the legislature. Thank you very much. Call me or reach out if you got any issues related to any of those functions that I talked about earlier. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Allison Bragg. I'm with the Department of Inspector General, and I'm so excited to be here. I see so many familiar faces because you may know I'm not from Sheridan, but I feel like I am. I feel like Sheridan is kind of my second home. I belong to Ken and Beverly Bragg. I'm married to their son, and it's just an honor to be in the town that has been so welcoming to me. So I'm excited to be here, and you may know, and Wes mentioned that Ken is not here today. Ken is on a mission trip in Kenya, which if you know anything about Ken, that tracks. That sounds about right. So he's not here today, but we're still so happy to be here. At the Department of Inspector General, we conduct fraud investigations, and we work on compliance to make sure that state money, that tax dollars, like my friend Secretary Hudson mentioned, are being stewarded well and are being used appropriately the way that the state has said they will use them. One of our number 1 priorities is to make sure that we are good stewards of what you provide us. And so we want to continue to do that. But we also want to continue for you to be required to provide less and less. And so we're excited we've been able to provide those opportunities as well. Thank you again for having us, and I'm so happy to be in Sheridan. And thank you, Governor.
He just allowed me to go before him. I'm talking about the Adjutant General, and that's because he knows that I'll suck the air out of the room. I'm Colonel Rob Ader. I'm the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Everyone knows me as Gator, and the reason why, that was my call sign in the Air Force, and anytime you get an Air Force pilot an opportunity to talk, he's going to suck the air out of the room. So I will tell you that I am one of the governor's most recent hires. And I will tell you, I'm just honored beyond words that I get the chance to serve not only the citizens of the state of Arkansas, but I continue to do the service of those that did everything for us. Our functions at the Department of Veterans Affairs is that we're going to make sure that we're taking these men and women that have given to all for their country. We're going to get them and reintegrate them back into society. We're going to get them meaningful jobs. We're going to get them their benefits. We're going to take care of them as they mature in our veterans' homes, and then at the end, we're going to honor their service by making sure that in our state cemeteries that we're doing that appropriately. Now, I'll tell you that the governor was very, very forceful in her challenge to me, and I will tell you I am humbled to work for a governor like Governor Sanders. She is a true patriot. She cares very deeply about those that have worn our nation's cloth. And I got to witness that here most recently with a trip to Normandy, where we paid honors to a young Arkansan that had been identified 81 years later after he was killed on D-Day, on Normandy. But I will tell you that she goes, I don't want us to just be concentrating on end-of-life stuff. I want to take care of our veterans while they're still productive. And I will tell you that, as we talk about our veterans, one of the things here in Grant County, that we only have about 1,200 veterans that actually are registered in the state. But by their benefits, they're providing this county about $20 million worth of funds that they bring in every year. So I will tell you that we want to be in service to our veterans, but more than that, we want to be in service to the citizens of Arkansas because of what the veterans bring to you. And with that, the General.
So I get to, or I have to go last. It's because of I have the best haircut. What are you laughing about, Rye? I am privileged and proud to serve Governor Sanders. As I represent over 9,000 Arkansas National Guard members and civilians serving our state and our nation. And so my name is Brigadier General Chad Bridges, and I just want to tell you, we're proud to be in Sheridan today, and we're proud of the patriotism that Sheridan represents. And driving in the square, we saw service members honored, and I just want to recognize two of your best. And so I got the chance to serve in combat with two of your citizens. One, a retired colonel, Chad Higginbotham, right there, and the other is retiring soon, Colonel Slade McPherson. And two combat deployments to Iraq as infantry officers from Sheridan, Arkansas. And they choose to live in Sheridan, Arkansas. And so we're proud of our presence here. We're proud of our opportunity to serve you and defend our nation. And I just want to offer that joining our organization makes lives better, and it will change lives. And you know someone that, whether they're 17 or 38, that would make their life better by serving their state and nation and wearing this uniform. It is a privilege and honor to serve, and we're thankful for it. Governor.
The real reason that we make General Bridges go last is because we know that he represents the very best of our state, people who are willing to serve and sacrifice in a way that he and Gator and several of the members of this community have. And so we make him go last so that we are all reminded about what's really important, and people who have given us this incredible place that we get to call home, not just the state of Arkansas, but the United States of America. We have to remember every single day how lucky and how blessed we are that we get to live in the greatest country that the world has ever known. But we get to do that because people like these two gentlemen are willing to put a uniform and sacrifice for each one of us. So thank you for letting us be in your amazing community today. We've already had a great morning. I know that we're gonna have a great afternoon. And like I said, the reason that we are able to be successful, and the reason that our state is doing as well as it is because we have great partnership with the members of the legislature that you see standing up here, and because we have the best team in the country. So I hope that you will not let this opportunity go by without coming up and introducing yourself and talking about the great things that are happening in this community, or ways that each one of us can be helpful, because that's why we are in Sheridan today. We want to be able to interact directly with you, and I hope that you will take time to do that. And maybe we can even get a little bit more air conditioning as we go. But we are thankful for this place opening up their doors. I've heard the food is amazing. We plan to participate in that too. But thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here, and we look forward to visiting with you over the next little bit. Thank you all so much.